Morning, everyone. It's 8:44, and it's Thursday, and as we know, Thursday is Claims Day, so we have that and a bunch of other numbers. This is video number 649, and really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Okay, the numbers. The numbers were pretty exceptional today. Initial claims. 730,000, and that was a decline of 111,000 after 2 up weeks in those initial claims. Continuing claims 4,419,000, and that just keeps on getting lower. So initial claims at 730 is still too high, but it is a dramatic improvement, 111,000. That's about a 12% decline. We had durable goods orders, which were up 3.4 versus an estimate of 1. And the second look at last quarter GDP was revised down from 4.2 to 4.1. So that's kind of neither here nor there. The futures were about unchanged. They went down pretty hard and now are not only recovering, but the Dow futures are back to up on the day. And I'll give you a look at those at the end of the video again. Australia has ruled that news has to be paid for Google and Facebook. I don't know how that's going to impact the actual stocks because there's so much else going on at the same time that it'll be hard to tell, but that is a pretty major loss for them. Moderna is looking to do, or is doing, another trial on their booster for COVID. And the stock is 150.62, and that's down about $1.50. And Johnson & Johnson, which looks like it'll get approval at the end of the week and was up $2.50 today, is up 7 cents at 164.27. Personally, if it acts the way that the others did, especially Pfizer, it's probably a sale on the news on Friday if they get it done. We had a whole bunch of earnings last night, most of which were very good, but the stocks are not acting particularly well. NVDA, TDOC, Best Buy, and Plug all lower after having beats. The only one that was not an outright beat, I think, was TDOC, which beat on revenues, which is better than beating on earnings because you can manipulate earnings, and missing a little bit on those earnings. The big loser in that group today is Best Buy, and Best Buy is 105, down 888 or 7.8% this morning. Also in the news, the meme stocks, GameStop, COS, AMC, even JAN, all slightly higher. They really took off last night. GME, which closed at 91.71 and was up 103%, was halted late in the session. It was actually halted several times, but it was halted late in the session for volatility, and it was too close to the close to reopen it. But reopen it they did in the aftermarket, and the stock ran from that 91.71 all the way up to 309.83. Right now it's trading 151. So this is a stock that was up 100% in regular trading, moved an additional 225% in extended hours, is up 16.80 on the day at 151.59, and was cut in half from the high. COS, the earphone makers, had a high of 39.45. The last is 33.64, and that's up 4.72 after a huge day again yesterday. AMC, hit a high of 1189. It's the only one that's actually down on the day. At 10:36, down 74, but it got a running start on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all of which it was up between 10 and 30%. And CCIV, Churchill Capital, which is the company that is bringing Lucid Auto public, that stock in the last 10 days has had a range of 63.20 to 26.18, and the last is 29.27, and that's up 73 cents. It was up. It flew up on the expectations, and then when it turned out that the deal was done under the market, the stock just collapsed. Okay, so one other issue I really want to get to today, and that is the futures. Everybody and their brother are now coming out with recommendations that there is, quote, a commodity super cycle coming. Personally, since I've been saying it now for 8 months, I would say it's already here. It will be very negative for inflation. It will push inflation up. And while the Fed says whatever they want to say about what they're going to do, they really have absolutely no control unless inflation gets hot and they raise rates, which will choke off inflation, but also pretty much collapse the market based on the fact that valuations are judged on many things besides earnings, but specifically the interest rate environment. What will also happen, I believe, is that a lot of these zombie companies, should they start to have to pay something for the money that's keeping them afloat, will just die and go away. And I'm going to guess there are several hundred of those in the marketplace. So if you have an interest in participating in the futures, let me know, and I will absolutely put you in touch. We have an excellent trader in Dennis Marlowe. The investment can be, or should be, passive. It's non-correlated to stocks, and I believe it will give you a leg up going forward. The chart on the screen is the gold, which acts particularly poorly when we start to be concerned about inflation. It was a leading indicator and showed us from 12 or 1400 up to almost 2100 that inflation was a concern. It's been going sideways to lower here. I'm a bit concerned if it closes for the week down below this 1777. I'm going to guess that we're at the very least going to try this 1650, which is the 100-week moving average. So I'm a bit concerned there. The rest of those markets have been firm. The grains have continuously been firm. Oil is still firm. This is a new recovery high, 63.79. I think yesterday's was 63.53. We have gasoline and heating oil, both slightly lower, possibly on the fact that it's 50 degrees here again. But the thing that concerns me the most is the precious metals. The dollar has been weak again, and it closed below, it's trading below 90 again today, and is down about 40 cents. And the bonds, which were down about below 160, which was my long-term objective, have rallied back up to 160.21. 160.21, that's 21.30 seconds, so it's well over 1.5 points of rally rally. So we'll see how that turns out. And of course, Bitcoin has already had a range of 48,575 to 52,000. So another 3,500 point day. Again, it looks kind of tame on the chart because of the extreme moves that Bitcoin has made. Right now, it's an outside week, both top and bottom, and it's trading mid-range, which is kind of inconsequential. A look at the daily will show you just how erratic it's been and how big these moves are. Yesterday was an inside day that had a 4,300 point range. Today, as I just mentioned, 3,500 points already, but it has a higher low and a higher high, which is something that we have seen repeatedly before continued rallies. I'm not all that overwhelmed with it up here. I still own some GBTC, the Bitcoin Trust, around $18. It's trading around 50 or so. I think last night it actually closed up about $2 in those $53 range. All right, everyone, don't forget to like the video and hit the subscribe button. And if you have an interest in participating in a non-correlated asset that is not so tied to the public and Congress and the Senate and all the headline risk that comes with all of those fools, let me know and I will get you the information. Have a good one. Be careful out there. Oh, by the way, we had a bunch of subscribers who get alerts who actually got filled on FLR. It was less than half of them, so I have not put it on the ledger, but they got in between 105, 17 up as high as 111. Most sold half yesterday on the 100% up rule. And also yesterday we bought some March 19th, the regular March expiration of Walmart 138s for $1.50, between $1.35 and $1.37, and they closed $1.35. The stock is basically unchanged this morning, but it is oversold, and I do expect a bounce. All right, everyone, be careful out there, and I'll be back later.